connective tissues. This is another type of tissues present in animals. Now this tissue has some special characteristic which makes it different from other type of tissues. Let us know about the special features of this tissue. The first feature is that they have few number of cells. In case of epithelial tissues, you have seen that there are many cells and there is no intercellular space between the cells, due to which the cells are arranged like the tiles on the floor, okay, with no intercellular spaces. But in case of connective tissue, the number of cells are very few. As a result, there is large intercellular space. There is large intercellular spaces. So we can make it like this. The cells are present in this manner and there is large intercellular space between these cells. The intercellular space which is present is not vacant, rather it is filled with a fluid. So let me make here fluid, and this fluid is called matrix. So in case of connective tissues, the number of cells are few and there is large intercellular spaces between the cells. The space between the cells is filled with a fluid which is called matrix. This is matrix. So we can write here a fluid substance called matrix is present in the intercellular spaces. This is one of the important feature of connective tissue. Okay. The last important feature is they contain white fibers and yellow fibers. These are two types of fibers which are present in connective tissue. Okay, so these are some important features of connective tissue. Now let us see how connective tissue is further classified. Connective tissues. They are broadly classified into three categories. The first one is connective tissue proper. Connective tissue proper. The second one is skeletal tissue. And third one is vascular tissues. These are three subdivisions of connective tissues. Now they are further classified. Let us see how they are classified. This connective tissue proper is divided into 5 categories. We will know one by one about the given categories, but let us see the categories first. After that we can discuss about the properties of that particular category of tissue. Okay, so connective tissue proper is further classified into 5 categories. Number 1 is areolar tissue. Number 2 is white fibrous tissue. Number 3 is yellow fibrous tissue. Number 4 is adipose tissue. And number 5 is reticular tissues. These are 5 types of connective tissue proper. Okay. Now, skeletal tissue is further divided into 2 categories. Number 1, cartilages. And number 2, bones. So there are 2 divisions of skeletal tissues. Number 1 is cartilages and number 2 bones. And the third, vascular tissues, is also classified into 2 categories. Number 1, blood, and number 2, lymph. So this is overview classification of connective tissue. Connective tissue is first of all classified into 3 categories: connective tissue proper, skeletal tissue and vascular tissue. Now these subdivisions are further classified into several categories. Connective tissue proper is classified into 5 categories: areolar tissue, white fibrous tissue, yellow fibrous tissue, adipose tissue and reticular tissue. Similarly, skeletal tissue is classified into 2 categories: cartilages and bones. And vascular tissue is also classified into 2 categories, that is blood and lymph. Now let me tell you about some unique feature of this subdivision. Connective tissue proper has characteristics which are typical for a connective tissue. That is, they are tissue having few number of cells, having large intercellular spaces, and they are very soft. Okay, but they have elastic property due to presence of fibers. Due to presence of white and yellow fibers, they will have the property of elasticity. Means they will not be turned out easily. Okay. But in case of skeletal tissue are hard tissue, and actually they provide a framework to our body. Either we talk about cartilages or bones. And vascular tissues are those tissues which have ability to flow, and it includes blood and lymph. So they are actually fluid. They can flow. Okay. So we will discuss one by one about these tissues, and we can know further information about these tissues. Okay. But let us start with the connective tissue proper. Connective tissue proper. So it is classified into 5 types. We will discuss each type individually. The first type is areolar tissue. So let me draw the structure of areolar tissue. So it contains few number of cells in this manner, and the space between the cells is filled with a fluid substance called matrix. And in the matrix there are bundles of white fibers like this. In biology, when you will try to understand the facts with the help of figure, then it would be very easier to understand the facts. Okay, so just try to make a figure and your figure should not be highly diagrammatic. It should contain information, that is the figure should be informative. Okay, means the main constituents should be clearly shown in the figure. So this is white bundles of white fibers in areolar tissue, and there are also yellow fibers present in between the white fibers, like this. So we can easily predict the features of areolar tissue. This type of tissue has few number of cells. The space between the cells is very large, that is large intercellular space, and it contains a fluid substance called matrix. This is matrix. The matrix also contains bundles of white fibers and yellow fibers. Okay. Now I have shown here cells. So the cells present in areolar tissue may be of three types. The cells present in areolar tissue may be of three types. First one is amoeboid cells. Second one is fibrocytes, and third one is mast cells. So these are three types of cells which are present in areolar tissue. This amoebocytes is related to phagocytosis, that is direct engulfing of foreign particles. Like if our body is infected with bacteria, then in that case these amoeboid cells will directly engulf that bacteria. It means they will kill the disease causing agent. So we can think that these amoeboid cells are mainly responsible for the protection of our body or that particular structure from foreign disease causing organisms. Okay, so they are amoeboid, they are related with phagocytosis, direct engulfing of the organism. Amoeboid means they have no fixed shape. The shape of these cells vary regularly. As soon as some disease causing organism enters into our body or that particular area, then this amoeboid cell moves towards it, and finally it engulfs that foreign organism like this, and after some time it will further change its shape and take that organism inside it, and it will digest it, means it will kill it. Okay, so this process is called phagocytosis. Fibrocytes, they are cells which form fibers. They form fibers, and I have mentioned here two types of fibers are present in areolar tissue: white fibers and yellow fibers. White fibers are inelastic, means they are rigid, while yellow fibers are elastic. Both these type of fibers are formed by fibrocytes. And mast cells, they are associated with allergy. You must have heard this word, allergy. What happens during allergy? Whenever some harmful substance is taken into our body, it creates allergic reactions. You might feel itching sensation on your skin, or redness on your skin, or you might suffer from some blisters on your skin. And this all process occurs due to allergy, and that allergy is associated with the mast cells. These cells are very sensitive. They initiate allergic process. Okay. Now where this areolar tissue is present? This tissue is present in kidneys, testes, around the muscles and below the skin. These are places where you can find this tissue in our body. Okay, and the most important thing is that areolar tissues are most abundant connective tissue present in our body. Okay, so I can write here most basic and abundant. Most basic and abundant tissue. They are most basic and abundant tissue present in our body. Okay, so this is all about areolar tissue. The next tissue is white fibrous connective tissue. White fibrous connective tissue. White fibrous connective tissue. So let us draw a figure to understand the fact of white fibrous connective tissue. When you will see this tissue in microscope, you will observe the following structure. This type of tissue contains bundles of white fibers, and as you know, white fibers are inelastic. So the whole tissue will be inelastic due to presence of bundles of white fibers. And the cells which form fibers, that is fibrocytes, are present in this tissue. So I can show this tissue like this. These are bundles of white fibers, and in between the bundles of white fibers are present fibrocytes. This is a gross structure of white fibrous connective tissue. This is your fibrocytes. This is matrix, and this is white fibers. So they are present as non-elastic, you can also write inelastic, non-elastic covering of bones, cartilages and kidney. So they are present as non-elastic covering over bones, cartilages and kidneys. Okay. Second thing which is very important, tendons. You must remember this term, tendons. This is very important, you must know this term. Tendons are bundles of white fibers which connect muscles to bones. Which connect muscles to bones. Okay. So this term is very important, tendons. It is usually asked in exam because you will see in the next tissue that there is a term ligament which joins bones to bone. Tendons are bundles of white fibers which join muscles to bone. I have mentioned it earlier that the movement of our body parts or the whole body takes place due to articulation of bones and muscles. Both bones and muscles work together for the movement of our body parts. So, for the attachment of muscles to bones, white fibers are required, and the bundle of white fibers which connect muscles to bones are called tendons. So, I hope you will remember this term. Okay. The next type of connective tissue proper is yellow fibrous connective tissue, yellow fibrous connective tissue. This is third type of connective tissue proper. So let me make diagram of this tissue. I will make it here. Let me make it small. I have mentioned it earlier that our figure should be informative rather than diagrammatic. It should contain information. Okay. So these are fibrocytes, fibers forming cells. And these fiber forming cells will be surrounded by matrix, and in the structure you will see yellow fibers, thick yellow fibers in the whole structure like this. These are yellow fibers. Yellow fibers are elastic. So yellow fibrous connective tissue will be present in that part which has elastic structure. These are yellow fibers which are elastic, and if this tissue is present in particular part, then that part will have elastic body wall. Okay, as for example in blood vessels. So this is yellow fibers. They also contain some white fibers, but they are very less. You can make it here like this, but there are very few white fibers in numbers. Okay, I will mention it here. White fibers, and the cells are fibrocytes or fibroblasts. Okay, so where the tissues are present? They are present in blood vessels, in the walls of blood vessels. Blood vessels are tubular structure which are meant for the transportation of blood. Okay, so in your body parts you can easily observe blood vessels which are veins, generally which are thick. You can see them on your body structures. Okay, so that contain yellow fibrous connective tissue, because when large amount of blood flows through it, the lumen becomes wider. Okay, and when there is sufficiently high pressure, when there is requirement of sufficiently high pressure, the lumen constrict. So the process of constriction or expansion of the lumen can be possible only when the walls are elastic, and that walls become elastic due to presence of yellow fibrous connective tissue, and this is white fibrous connective tissue. One more important thing about yellow fibrous connective tissue is that bundles of yellow fibers is called ligaments. And they connect, let me write it with another colored chalk. They connect bones to bones. Okay, bones to bones. Here we have muscles to bones. So there are clear two differences between tendons and ligament. Tendons are bundles of white fibers. Ligaments are bundles of yellow fibers. Tendons join muscles to bones. Ligaments join bones to bones. Okay, so you must remember this tendons and ligaments. These are very important terms and it is generally asked in exams. So I hope you will remember these terms. Okay. The fourth category is adipose tissue. These are actually modified areolar tissue. They are modified areolar tissues. They are round, oval, and contain fat globules. Let me draw the structure of adipose tissue. This is cell membrane. Let me make it first. I have made these fat globules. Let me shade it. Some may have filled or some may have vacant spaces for the accumulation of fat. There will be nucleus and the cells will have large intercellular spaces. In this space, matrix is present and also blood vessels are present in this tissue. This is matrix and you will see some blood vessels in this tissue. Okay, this is blood vessels. This is fat. This is nucleus. And this is matrix. So, fats are deposited in our body in adipose tissue, and this tissue is very important for our body because fat has many functions. Which a fat present in adipose layer has many functions. As for example, it acts as a shock absorber. Our delicate body organs which are vital for our life are protected by this additional layer of fat. Because if fat is present above the vital organs, if accidentally you get a stroke here, that shock will not reach up to the vital organ. Okay. So the first function is it helps in the absorption of shock and stress. Okay. Second is thermal insulation. If a person is fat, he will not feel so much cold because the heat will not easily radiate out from his body. Okay. So it also acts as a thermal insulation. Third factor is the fat present in our body forms a subcutaneous layer below the skin, and that has the same function. It acts as a thermal insulator, and it also provides the shape to our body part because several parts of our body contains fat and that fat maintains the shape of that structure. As for example, this eyeball and the region below the eyeball also contains fat and it will protect our eyeball if there is accidental injury to our facial region. Okay. Similarly, the fat present in hip region, fat present in stomach region, they all help in the same way. They maintain the shape, they provide thermal insulation, and they are shock absorber. Okay. So fatty tissue, or we can say adipose tissue, has very important role in the protection of delicate organs, for thermal insulation, and also for maintaining the shape of the body part. The last one is reticular tissue. I have no space here, but it is very simple. Reticular tissue, I will write it here. They contain star-shaped cells. So the cells of reticular tissue are like this. Okay. star-shaped cells. They are present in lymphoid organs like spleen, lymph node, tonsils, etc. These are some parts where reticular tissue are present. Now reticular tissues are also present in the bone marrow. If you see a long bone, the long bone has a hollow cavity. That cavity is called bone marrow. And that bone marrow is filled with reticular tissue. And the reticular tissues present in bone marrow helps in the formation of blood corpuscles. RBC, WBC, platelets are formed in that bone marrow. And the formation of these corpuscles, or we can say cells, is due to presence of reticular tissue. So another important function of reticular tissue is formation of blood corpuscles, that is RBC, WBC and platelets. Okay, so this is all about connective tissue proper.